Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell down below so that you'll never miss another upload. In today's video, I did want to talk about how I retain my length while incorporating protein into my regimen. Now, protein is so important. If you're lacking that protein in your regimen, your hair is not going to be healthy. You need a balance of both moisture and protein to keep your hair healthy. So first things first, what is a protein treatment? Why is it so important? So a protein treatment is going to restore strength in your hair while protecting your hair from future damage, which is what we want, especially if we're heat training, we're relaxing our hair, whatever we're doing to it, we need that protein to keep it healthy. So who needs a protein treatment? So everybody needs a protein treatment, whether you are a curly natural, heat training natural, whether you chemically relax your hair, you use dyes on your hair, whatever you do to your hair, you still need to be incorporating protein. Whether you're low porosity or high porosity, you still need protein. Like, porosity doesn't matter. Everybody needs protein at some point. And I'm not going to get into porosity in this video. That's a whole another topic, and we don't got time for that. We don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. So if you want me to do a video on porosity, I'll be glad to do that. Just leave me a comment down below and let me know if you want to see a porosity video. But we're going to keep it simple for today. So how can you tell if you need a protein treatment? I find that I struggled with this for such a long time, especially when I was relaxed. My hair was always shedding, it was always breaking off, it was always super mushy. I rarely did protein treatments. I had no idea I was supposed to do protein. I always focused on moisture. But how do you know if you need to do a protein treatment? So this is what I want you to do if you're not sure if you need one or not. So after you wash your hair, take a piece of shedded hair and put it between your fingers and pull it. Now, if it continues to stretch like a rubber band would stretch, that means you need to do a protein treatment. Your hair should never continuously stretch and stretch and stretch. After you pull it, it should bounce back into its original shape. So that's a good thing to look out for. Also, if your hair is limp, if it feels mushy, if it feels overly soft. Now, your hair should feel soft, but it should never feel like cotton candy, for instance. Like, you touch it and it's like, what's going on here? It's like super soft to the point of where it feels like cotton candy. That's not what you want. That means you need to do a protein treatment. Now, there's somebody that I know. She constantly says, my hair is so soft. And I always tell her, and she always asks me for hair advice. And I don't know why, because she don't ever take my hair advice. But I'll tell her, you need to do a protein treatment. And she never listens. She never does a protein treatment. And her hair will just continuously look mushy, feel like cotton candy, and her hair just breaks off constantly. So, you know, if you don't ever do a protein treatment, your hair is going to get to that point where it's just going to break off and it's not going to be healthy. So it's so important to incorporate the protein treatments in. And also, if you're heat training and you care about your actual curl pattern, it's important to add protein because you want your curls to always come back and not get to that point of looking heat damaged and really limp, and your ends get really straight and you have multiple curl patterns, you know, throughout your hair. If you're starting to see a little bit of, you know, heat damage, then that is a good indication to go ahead and do a protein treatment. So how often should you do a protein treatment? I feel like that's a big question for a lot of people. And that's really going to depend on the state of your hair. If your hair is severely damaged, I would recommend to, you know, find a really good licensed hairstylist to help you figure that out and to get your hair back to where it needs to be with protein treatments. But somebody like me, I feel like my hair is pretty much balanced, so I don't need any super hardcore protein treatments, and I don't necessarily always need to do a protein treatment. And when I do a protein treatment, it's a very mild protein treatment. But I would say if your hair is fairly healthy, then you can just do them as needed. Listen to your hair. I do protein treatments, a mild protein treatment. What I use is the Flg 2-minute keratin reconstructor, which is considered like a mild to moderate. It's more like a strengthening conditioning treatment. It's not like the Flg 2-step treatment, which is different. That's more for like hardcore damaged hair, which I don't use. And I pretty much do those every 2 to 3 wash days just as a maintenance. So pretty much in every wash day, I do get a bit of protein. My shampoo has protein in it. And then also my heat protectants and my hair serum also has protein. So I don't necessarily need to always be doing protein treatments because I do get bits of protein into every wash day, and that really keeps my hair healthy, and I find that it keeps my hair balanced with both the moisture and the protein, since I'm also incorporating a deep conditioning treatment. And I will say that leads me to this point. After you do a protein treatment, it's super important to follow up with a deep conditioning mask, because if you don't, you can end up with protein overload. Your hair could get very brittle, it could get very dry, and when it gets to that point, it's kind of hard to recover from protein overload, and it could really do damage to your hair. It could break off your hair, so you really have to follow up with the deep conditioner and make sure that your hair is balanced and you're putting moisture back into your hair, because protein treatments can be drying. But the rule of thumb is always listen to your hair. Always know. Always do the strand test and listen to your hair. That's going to tell you if you need that protein treatment or not. So what are some proteins that you can use, that you can incorporate into your wash day routine? So I absolutely love, like I've been saying numerous times here on my channel, the Flg Keratin 2-minute reconstructor. That's my go-to. I've been using that for years. I like it. It works for me. It doesn't dry my hair out. It doesn't make it brittle. It adds the protein and conditioning all in one. So I like it. And I also follow up with a deep conditioning hair mask. If you need something a little bit more stronger, they have the Flg 2-step protein treatment, which is more hardcore if you have a lot of damage. I've also used the Olaplex. The number 3 is really good. There's so many more out there, but those are like the main ones I'm familiar with. I know there's like so many more, but just choose one that really works for you. If you're somebody who's low porosity like me, Flg 2-minute reconstructor, it's not too harsh. It won't leave your hair brittle or overly dry. It'll just balance your hair so perfectly. So that's the one I would recommend if you're low porosity. And also I will say, whenever I do my salon visits and she uses that titanium flat iron on my hair does take a little bit of time to revert back. Like, I mean, I really have to like run the water over my hair for a good few minutes. So I always do a protein treatment after my salon visits when a titanium flat iron touches my hair. So that's pretty much it for today's video. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.